Morning, Bill Kim here. I pastor the Presbyterian and the Congregational churches in Clarion, Iowa. My friend Ted Bunn and I had been doing this little snippets or summaries of the sermon, so it's a couple, 3 minutes long. My friend Ted, sad to say, is now spending the rest of the winter in Arizona, warm and enjoying the sunshine and golfing a lot, I think, with his wife. But my friend Jim Williams is now behind the camera. Jim and I are destined to spend winters in Iowa, so we'll be connected from that. But anyway, thank you, Jim, for doing that. So today is Epiphany Sunday. We use the scripture from the Common Lectionary series, Matthew chapter 2, verse 1 to 12. Talks about the visit of the Magi. And the ways that I have traditionally looked at that scripture, talking about the King Herod or King Jesus, or talking about the gifts, the gold, the frankincense, and the myrrh. But this morning, what I did was I talked about the Magi. I talked about the fact that a better translation of the word Magi, instead of king, would actually be priest. And actually, the kind of priests that the Magi were is that we may look at them today as scientists, that they were readers of the stars, and that was, as I understand, a recognized science of the day. And they were more of the white-collar crowd, that the Magi came from probably the Persia area, I believe that's correct, about 1,300 miles away, compared to the shepherds who came from the hill outside of town. The shepherds were blue-collar. If you worked with animals and a lot, or in those kind of situations, you probably realize the shepherds probably smelled like sheep all the time. Hard labor. The Magi as scientists, more white-collar, more suit and tie and dress kind of folks. The point is that we talked about this morning is that God's love reaches out to all of us everywhere. And as different as the Magi are from the shepherds, as different as you are different than me, as different as people from Washington State are different than people from the Panhandle in Florida, you pick it. All of those folks and everybody in between, God reaches out to. God invites us to come and see His Son. God invites us to have Him involved in our life. God invites us to allow His love to make a difference in our lives and how we live and what our priorities are and what our decisions are. This little story from Matthew chapter 2 reflects, I think, God's call to everybody everywhere to come and see the Christ child. That's a celebration. Thank you very much. Bless you.